Hey there everybody, and thanks so much for clicking on this video, but before we kick off with another dreadful Phoenix game classic, I'd love to thank the sponsor for this episode of Caddicarus App Bounty, a company I've worked with multiple times, and they are very cool guys with a very cool app in which you download other random free apps to earn points, which can then be exchanged for gift cards to Amazon, Xbox, PlayStation, iTunes, Google Play, Steam, Netflix, or loads of places. And now you can get even more points than before with the update on the app, which is different from when I first promoted this company, allowing you to unlock more benefits and more points for playing the games and services you download for a little bit longer. So essentially you have different tiers, different levels, and you can get free cash for just playing a game on your phone that you may have wanted to play anyway. It's unlimited with the points you can earn, and if you don't want the app that you downloaded to get the rewards anymore, just delete it and you won't lose any of the points that you earned. It's all good, so experiment around, why don't you? Just head to the description and use the invite code Caddy to get bonus points early and get some of the gift cards a lot faster. And any instructions or links that you need are also there in the description for you to see, so go and give it a look. Anyway, enough of me rambling and on with the video. Greetings and salutations, my beautiful Phoenix games are back and I wanna die! So, was Dalmatians 3, Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, and Peter fucking Pancreas enough of a fun, funny, fanny time for you all? I bloody well hope so, because we have yet another perfect Phoenix game cartoon adaptation of a classic fairy tale on PS2, with another completely innocent, entirely coincidental front cover that looks a little bit like Disney, but I don't think anyone will notice. I mean, what else can I say about any of this? If you've been following my channel for years, then you already know about Phoenix Games and the shite that they've shat, and if you've never been on my channel before and this is your first video, well, just look at this box. This is real. This is a PS2 game, officially licensed by Sony. Human beings looked at this and said, yes, this is fine. And now we're going to take a look at it and see if it's any better than any of the other PS2 Phoenix games I've talked about before. Part 1! It's a game, really? Here's the thing, with the previous Phoenix games, they had cartoons put onto the disc, absolutely, but they were indeed games, which means that they all did the bare minimum to get past the Sony gameplay inspectors to justify being on the PS2 in the first place. And what semblance of gameplay was included onto these packages? All the same, copy-paste, donkey-spleening baby minigames that you can play in real life from a box of toys. Jigsaws, slide puzzles, matching tiles, painting, and not a single game from these that I've seen had something remotely different on them in terms of gameplay content. They all did the same thing. And Pinocchio is no different, except the fact that in the matching tiles game, you hear this every time you go wrong, because that never gets annoying. The sliding tiles game has been replaced with a ridiculously easy swapping and flipping game with a video clip, and the painting minigame freezes the second you start it up before doing this and then crashing. I've got to be honest though, fair play to Phoenix Games, they did manage to redo some of Disney's tunes from their own Pinocchio movie and recreate them in this game. Do you remember this classic, for instance?
I'm not gonna make it.
Well, how do you think I feel, real Disney Pinocchio? I feel just as bad, but I have to sit through an entire cartoon. You could just go whenever you want.
Oh, I guess I'm okay.
Well, fuck off then, I don't need you anyway. Part 2, it's a movie, I think. As we've learned from before, Phoenix Games love to rip off Disney for their covers, but never follow up with their promise of a knockoff Disney cartoon itself. And as soon as this thing begins, it's no different. Not what I was promised whatsoever. I mean, now that we've started, it's obvious this isn't going to rip off the Disney film. I mean, look at it, it doesn't seem to give any shits at all. So maybe instead it's actually going to stick closer to the original story by Carlo Collodi that Disney dramatically changed. You know, the one where Pinocchio gets Geppetto in prison for child abuse, Jiminy Cricket gets killed by Pinocchio with a wooden hammer, Pinocchio then gets captured by a bandit fox and cat but escapes after biting off the cat's paw, then he gets locked up for being an idiot and then actually fully turns into a donkey before being threatened to be skinned and made into a drum. You think maybe they'll stick closer to that story? Well, you don't believe me? Look it up. Pinocchio's fucked up. And I regret to tell you that no, we do not get any of that, but instead we open to a sweet little boy who changes colours every time he breathes, random portraits of bearded freaks on the walls, and a sentence that makes no sense.
When the dark of night falls and children drift off to sleep in their beds, they dream of magical things and lovely stories. This is one such story. It's for every child, even naughty ones. Because we grown-ups know that all children are sweet little angels when they are sleeping.
Wait, so this is a story for good kids and even bad kids, because kids are good when they're all sleeping? I don't think English was the native language of this game. Oh, we also get these singing toys.
Wake Pinocchio, wake up, it's time to tell your story. Come on, wake up, tell the children of your adventures.
Okay, wait, what did you just say?
Tell the children of your adventures.
There'll be children on your adventures? Oh, and that perks him up. We're already 30 seconds into this cartoon and I feel fucking sick.
Okay, girls and boys.
Excuse me. Can we please have that again?
Okay, girls and boys.
Oh, that is... No joke, that is the single greatest introduction to a character in any film I've ever seen in my life. Can we watch it back one more time, but slightly slower?
Okay, girls and boys.
I can watch that all day. So after whatever the fuck that was, Pinocchio starts reading off a poem, kicking us off into the story.
I was born one special day, made of wood, to my dismay. Geppetto's clever hands, it said, made my body, legs and head.
Geppetto then had a nasty shock when he chipped too low and broke my cock. Okay, girls and boys.
I will whittle up a puppet just for me. It will run and jump, wait and see. Cheer me up when I get old. We'll travel round and search for gold.
Well, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but aren't you already pretty fucking old? And before you can think to yourself, Christ, why did Geppetto carve Pinocchio's nose to the shape of a fucking butcher knife and give him the most evil expression I've ever seen on a living thing? Pinocchio takes his wig clean off and... laughs? I don't actually know what he does, I'm not actually sure. Please tell me in the comments what you think happens here because I'm lost.
Oh, bravo. Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine. And before you can say, here you little dibble, give my wig back.
Here, you little devil, give my wig back.
Whatever the fuck that means, the singing toys come back to discipline Pinocchio in the worst rhyming I've ever heard in anything ever.
Shame on you, young Pinocchio, not allowed to mock your daddy-o.
I'm honestly surprised that actual people thought everything was okay so far and we aren't even 90 seconds in.
Come to me, my son of wood. No, don't run off, Pinocchio.
No more! No more! I'm done! What more can I say about any of this?
Hello! Oh look, it's Caddicarus. How are you doing today?
What, you didn't notice my new hair?
It looks the same as it always does.
I hate you, leave me alone!
No, don't run off, Caddicarus.
Before Geppetto could stop him, naughty Pinocchio ran out through the door and off down the street. But soon he started feeling guilty, and like a good son, came back home.
Wait, how does that make him a good son exactly? The little fucker steals a wig, probably killed the cat, and then ran away into a blizzard and only came home because he felt guilty. And if judging the narration at the beginning is anything to go by, it seems as though this film is obsessed with teaching the kids watching a lesson, so don't tell us that's perfectly okay, because it isn't.
And he promised to stop being naughty and go to school. He was such a good puppet.
Hang on! Wait a second. I would know that dirty, creepy, over-approving of child behaviour voice from anywhere.
They were such good boys, weren't they?
Yes, the narrator is the same man behind Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, but in Pinocchio, he's actually been upgraded from mere storyteller into every single character in the whole animation. Not kidding, even the Blue Fairy later on is voiced by him. But we haven't even got there yet, hold your horses. Anyway, Geppetto thinks that now is a good idea to send the little shit off to school, which could be depressing political undertones in a future where we're all born and immediately sent off to a regimented education system, and Pinocchio nearly gets to school, but as luck would have it, the theatre is in town, and after some more brilliant voice acting...
Oh, lovely theatre music. But I must go to school.
Pinocchio trades a spelling book that Geppetto sold his only coat to get for a ticket to this show. Any chances of me relating or wanting this gallbladder to succeed are now gone.
Then the play began.
And this guy was very happy to see Pinocchio walk in. The marionette show begins, and for whatever reason, the other puppets on stage actually fucking recognise Pinocchio despite the fact he was only built yesterday.
It's our Pinocchio. Hello, brother.
What is it with this guy and making every other word extra long? Anyway, after all this distraction from the actual play, the head of the show gets angry with the puppets and heads for the stage himself.
The director appeared in the theatre. He was so huge and fierce.
Why would you say that and then cut to that huge fucking bulge? What's wrong with you, game? I mean, he's either really turned on or he's shat his pants, but regardless, it's wrong, 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 wrong.
Take pity on me, Excellency. What will happen to my daddy? Mercy. Then, suddenly, something absolutely incredible happened.
Yes, great! The animator suffered a fatal heart attack! I wish. No, instead the guy actually feels sorry for this waste of space and gives him money to give to Geppetto, when all of a sudden something stops him on the way home.
Yes, 3 nasty criminals. course, silly puppet.
There's only two! There's two!
Where are you going?
There's one,
Puppet?
two, there's only two!
Where are you going?
Hopefully back to the animation studio so we can make your fucking eye move, you dopey brain-dead twat that can't count to fucking two!
My god, don't worry everybody, believe it or not, we're nearly there. But first we need to just see these three nasty criminals steal Pinocchio's money, hang him on a tree, and then the best character in the story, the blue-haired fairy, rescues him.
And if you thought the narrator's voice acting was bad now, you ain't seen shit yet.
Oh, how on earth did you find yourself on that tree?
My lord.
This poor fucking bastard was pushed into a recording booth with no voice acting talent or prior experience and asked to do a non-insulting and convincing elegant adult fairy akin to Disney's example, and he comes out with this.
How on earth did you find yourself on that tree?
I've got no words, and the best thing is that that's the only line the fairy has, aside from when she sees Pinocchio's suggestive nose growing and comes everywhere.
Why did they animate this in?
It also doesn't help that Pinocchio's butcher knife nose is actually really deadly whenever he decides to lie. I mean, look at the tip, it would take your fucking eye out. And so the fairy, like every other fucking idiot in this story, takes pity on this pathetic, wretched little scab and helps him out, not teaching him a single thing about not being terrible or the kids that are watching, and then we get the ending.
Yeah, the ending. When I said earlier that we were nearly at the end, I wasn't kidding. The island where kids turn into donkeys, the giant fish that eats Geppetto while he's searching for a missing Pinocchio, both of them escaping the fish and making it home, Pinocchio turning into a real boy. That is all, and I mean all, summed up in one of the worst excuses for a song I've ever heard in my life. And I'm not joking about that. Usually, I would pick this shit apart and talk about everything that's wrong with it, but I really don't think I need to. I'm just gonna show it you. And I'm gonna react to it, and I'm gonna cry.
I'll be good, I promise. I'll go straight to school. Come on!
Wait, who's that?
Maybe I will go and play. I will go with you.
You'll go with who?
Oh, now I'm turning donkey.
When? Why?
Take it easy every day. No hard work, that's the way. Now I see a sharky.
How?
My daddy
The
sent
shark?
me
How?
Pinocchio.
Wait, is the thing dead now? How are they just walking out of its
Boy.
How can
Change
he?
your
How can he
ways,
carry
stop
something? How can he
being a
swim?
naughty puppet toy. Daddy could be talking to a post. I'll always be a puppet. Puppets just the most.
So why the fuck are you a real boy then if puppets are the most?
Okay, girls and boys.
So kids, any questions on the story of Pinocchio? Yes? Good! Now fuck off and I'll see you next week!
And here we are back in the room where sleeping children dream of stories from dreamland.
Somebody actually wrote that.
All around the world, children get up from their beds. Some will be good and do the right thing, while others will become naughty, silly puppets like Pinocchio. Which one is you? What will you decide?
Wait, was this the point of the cartoon all along? To show kids what happens if you wake up one day and be a shit and tell them to be good instead? But we had a happy ending in this story even though Pinocchio was a shit from the very beginning. He was terrible from the second he got his wooden dick chipped off and Geppetto ate it!
Okay, so, as far as Phoenix games go, this is easily the worst I've seen so far in terms of effort and quality. No fucks were given while they made this, but you know what? It's so bad it's great, and it makes it much more entertaining than the other ones I've seen before. So, I actually recommend it. Seriously. Get some friends together, get drunk, and have a riot. Rest assured though, it's still a huge pile of bugger that deserves nothing but the slaughter, so that's something at least, but I haven't got a physical copy, unlucky me, to actually slaughter, so maybe someone over there has it. Yeah, let's try it.
About to watch fucking Pinocchio by Phoenix Games.
And until next time, if it's your birthday today watching this video, happy friggin' birthday to you, and please remember to stay beautiful.
Okay, girls and boys.
Ay, ay, ay.